time is number 60, Isaiah Owens. New kicker, so I'm expecting it's some kind of trickery. Maybe a pooch kick. Here's the kick. Yep, it's just a sky kick, a little pooch kick, and big hit at the 28-yard line. West Point did recover it, though. I believe that was number 7, Carter McAfee, with the recovery right there. Was a great sky kick, and Maddox Chapman just moved away from it and acted like he was scared of the ball. Good Hope pounced on it. They hit him hard. He lost it. But West Point was able to recover. Good Hope has a player running on late, but the snap is back there. Handed off to Ollie, and he is stuffed. Maybe a gain of... Nah, that's just a long one. There's about 3 or 4 red jerseys that jumped on him. 2nd and 9 from their 29-yard line. Score here is 7-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Snap here to Aiden Ennis. He drops back, looking deep. Oh, that's a bomb. Oh, dropped by Jackson. Jackson Shelton with the drop right there. He had his hands on it. Back on the coverage there was number 12 for Good Hope, Caleb Bowles. Third and 9. The crowd gets loud here. 3rd and 9, West Point on the opposite 29-yard line. Snap here to Aiden Ennis. Drops back, rolling left, throws it downfield. Overthrew his target, number 12, Cooper Howard. This will be 4th down and 9, and it looks like they're going to drop back and punt here. Number 52, Julio, is back to punt this away. It's a good punt. Spiraling downfield. Carter Rutherford with he made the catch. He's stumbling. And there's about 3 West Point jerseys there to tackle him as he received the punt. Good Hope will start at around the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. The score here is 7-0. Good Hope with 4.5 minutes left. It's a rowdy night here at Good Hope. A lot of fans here to support them. Snap to Parker Johnson. He rolls right or left. Makes a man miss and brought him down with Maddox Chapman of the West Point Warriors. That's a 9-yard run. Make it 2nd and 1. The ball spotted on the 46-yard line. Johnson in the shotgun as we're working right to left. He hands it off here to Mason Drake. He battles his way up the middle. And he is stood up by West Point. But that is good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. 1st down. Good Hope as they move the chain. Sorry if it's a little loud on the microphone. Don't really have an option here. It is really loud here tonight at Good Hope. We got 1st and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. We got trips right. Parker Johnson in the shotgun with Mason Drake to his right. One receiver low. Here's a snap. He rolls right, looks left. Here's the catch by Aiden Young. He's got a lot of green grass in front of him. Blockers, they take out a defender, and he's going to get pushed out around the 1-yard line. Oh, no. They're going to count that as a touchdown, Raiders. Back to kick the extra point is number 98, Chase Pruitt again. Promising young kicker for Good Hope. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's up. And it's good. Your score here is 14-0 with 3:10 left. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Live 95 is brought to you in part by Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, now with several locations across the state, but still located in the heart of Cullman County. They are a proud sponsor of Cullman Community Radio on Live 95. Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We are back here on the Good Hope Raider Sport Network, brought to you by Clinton and Moore Cullman, as we trot out number 98, Chase Pruitt, to kick off again. So I'm expecting this one to go deep. Good start here for his Good Hope, as they have had the ball twice and have scored on about 7 plays. Chase Pruitt getting his guys ready. Here's the kick. Brought in by number 7 of West Point. Tackle made by Carter Rutherford, former West Point Warrior himself. West Point will start at around the 27-yard line with the ball 1st and 10 as we are working left to right. Carter McAfee was the one to bring the kickoff back, but he was stuffed just about immediately as soon as he caught it.
Michigan State 21, Western Michigan 0. Playing in the second quarter, Wakeform 7, Kennesaw State 6.
All right, ball 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 28-yard line. Aiden Ennis in the backfield with Ollie right behind him. Here's the snap. He hands it off to Ollie up the middle. Makes one man miss, but a sea of red jerseys is going to corral him, as he's only going to get a 5-yard play, and we've got a helmet on the ground. Cody Stevens is the one without a helmet. He's coming on the sideline saying they're ripping it off of him, Coach. They're ripping it off of me. I should be out there. He'll sit out 1 play. Good Hope has 10 people on the field, so there's a flag coming. If they do not, well, they're going to run the play anyways. And even undermanned, we got to stop here. Ollie got about 1 yard right there, so it's going to be 3rd and about 4 as the ball rests on the 35-yard line of the West Point Warriors. Your score here, 14-0. Your Good Hope Raiders is over the West Point Warriors. Crowd's getting hyped for this 3rd down. Good Hope would love to get off the field early again right here. Here's a snap, Aiden Ennis. He's going to keep it. He's going to run forward, and he's going to break a couple tackles and get a 1st down for West Point. That'll quiet the crowd here at Good Hope. That is a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage 1st down for West Point.
3 yards. And it's good for West Point 1st down.
First and 10, ball spotted at the 39-yard line of West Point. Ennis in the backfield with Ollie right behind him in a pistol-like formation. Here's the snap, hands it off to Ollie. Ollie's going to bounce right, and tackle is made. Number 16, Kane Anderson. for a loss of 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11 as the ball rests on the 38-yard line. Carter Rutherford's telling the crowd, guys, let's get loud. Here we go, 2nd and 11. And it's in the backfield with a pistol-like formation again. Got two players in motion for West Point. Here's the snap. Hand off to Ollie, and he's met immediately in the backfield by number 27, Hunter Miller of your Good Hope Raiders. For another loss of 1. This is 3rd and 12 of Good Hope. This is a passing down, so Ollie will come off the field for a different running back. Third and 12. Ball resting on the 37-yard line of West Point. Here's the snap. Drop back's the pass. He's got a lot of time back there. He looks across the middle of the field. Catch is made by Cooper Howard across the middle of the field, but he's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down. 4th and 4 coming up for the West Point Warriors. That's the end of the first quarter. Your score here is 14-0. Your Good Hope Raiders, and we'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More, Cullman.
Guthrie's Auto Service has been providing quality automotive service since 1985. Located in Cullman on Eva Road, just north of 157, Guthrie's Auto Service is a AAA approved and Napa Auto Care Center, meaning their repair work is warranted up to 3 years or 36,000 miles. And because they're part of the Napa Auto Care Network, their work is also warranted at over 14,000 Napa Auto Care locations across the country. Terry Guthrie and his team are award-winning, collecting Napa's Auto Care Center of the Year for the Nashville Distribution Center and a People's Choice Award in 2020. More information is online at Guthrie'sAutoservice.net.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More. Start of the second quarter. Your score here is 14-0 Good Hope. 4th and 4. We are working right to left now. Here's the snap, drop back. He's looking right, looking downfield. He's got a man wide open. And Cooper Howard was the one to catch that. That's going to be a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. First down for West Point as they move across the 50-yard line. The ball is rested on about the 48-yard line for West Point. They're back in that pistol-like formation with one running back behind the quarterback. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. He bulldozes through a couple Good Hope defenders, but met by the linebackers in the middle of the field for a gain of about 5 yards. The run there was Titan Thornton with the ball. Another big running back. This West Point team has some huge players on their team. One of the biggest worries for Good Hope coming in is the size advantage that West Point has. No problem here tonight as the score's 14-0 early in the second quarter. 2nd and 5. Here's a snap. Another handoff. He bounces out to the right. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. That is Titan Thornton again on the rush. We got a 3rd and 3. Ball spotted on the 41-yard line for West Point as we are working right to left in the second quarter. Back in that pistol-like formation. Here's a snap to Ennis. Hand off to Ollie. Makes one man miss, and he's going to get about a 4-yard gain. That's going to be another Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down for the West Point Warriors as they are moving slowly into Good Hope territory. Ball spotted on about the 38-yard line. Tackle made there by number 19, Ross Clark for Good Hope. Here's a snap to Ennis. He hands it off to Ollie again. Makes one man miss in the backfield, but Ross Clark there to meet him once again at the line of scrimmage. Won't get nothing more than nothing. No gain on the play. Thought he may have gotten one or two, but no, nothing. This Good Hope defense is standing strong. 9.5 minutes left here at Good Hope. Ball resting on the 38-yard line. 2nd and 10 for the West Point Warriors. Here's a snap to Ennis. Another handoff to Ollie, and he is going nowhere once again. Met in the backfield by 2 Good Hope players. Number 16, Kane Anderson, and number 22, Caden Collins. Good Hope rush defense. They knew exactly the game plan for West Point. They were going to hand the ball off to big number 27, Ollie Howe. Score here is 14-0, 3rd and 10. 14-0, your Good Hope Raiders. This is a 3rd and 10 for the West Point Warriors on the 38-yard line. Here's a snap to Aiden Ennis. He drops back. Looking across the middle of the field, throwing the triple coverage to number 20, Tegan Heaton. That pass is incomplete. That brings up 4th and 10. It actually looks like they're going to be dropping back into punt here. Good Hope has no one deep, so they might be expecting a fake here, and they're just going to let it happen if he does pin them deep. We got a pre-snap timeout. Nope, they're sending a West Point player. That's Maddox Chapman off the field. They're going to have to bring another guy in for him. Because we got a Good Hope player running to the sideline. That's number 22, Caden Collins. We hope everything's good with him. Just ran off the field on his own as he collapses down on the sideline. But thankfully, it's just a cramp. Here's a snap. And here's the punt. That's a high one. And that's going to pin him. Oh, he jumped in the end zone. Yep, that's a touchback. West Point will get the ball at the 20-yard line to start their first possession of the second quarter. Rested on the 20-yard line as we start this possession here. Good Hope has scored on their only 2 possessions they have. The score here is 14-0 with 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. We've got the Wildcat formation in the backfield. Number 1, Mason Drake. He's going to keep it right side. Mason Drake makes a man miss. There he goes. Makes another man miss. He's down the sideline. Jukes another man out to the 30, 31. Mason Drake, huge run for Good Hope. Takes it to the opposite 31-yard line. Field flipper in one play. Here's a snap, handoff to number 1, Mason Drake. He's going to take it up the middle for about a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 as the ball rests on the 26-yard line. We've got an empty backfield. 5 wideouts. Mason Drake coming in motion. Here's the snap. Parker Johnson rolls right. Looking down the field. He's got a man open. There's the catch. He's going to work his way up to about the 23-yard line. About a gain of 5. That's number 4, Aiden Young on the reception there. Good Hope's offense has looked nothing but perfect since they've come out on the field the 3 times they've been out here. We've got another Wildcat look. Here's a snap, and that's going absolutely nowhere. The snap back to number 8, Riker Hancock. He takes it up the middle for a gain of 0. Actually, they're going to give him about a half a yard. That brings up 4th and 4 for your Good Hope Raiders. Score here is 14-0 Good Hope with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Here's a snap in the backfield. Parker Johnson rolls left. Looking downfield, he doesn't realize there's pressure behind him, and he's going to take the sack. That's going to be a turnover on down as he loses about 5 yards. Which that's a good sign. That's the first time West Point has stopped a Good Hope on defense today. And we've got an official timeout. I just want to take a minute and thank the sponsors that gives me the opportunity to actually do this job. Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More, Cox Stanberry and Kingsley Attorney, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, which they have us a big glass scoreboard we will get to as soon as possible, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. Thank y'all for sponsoring this and giving me a job to work here. If y'all don't know and y'all haven't been out to James Shabel Stadium many, we've got a new video board that everybody is in awe of. We've got a 1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line, moving left to right for West Point as it is first down. Score here is 14-0, your Good Hope Raiders. Here's the snap to Aiden Ennis. He drops back to pass, looking deep, and he's going to have a man, but he dropped it. That's intended for number 8, Bryant Moon. The defender that was all over him for most of that play was number 2, Tyler Bird, who I have not got to mention today, but a promising senior who's going to have a standout year for Good Hope. Here's the snap. Here's the pass. Oh, it's caught. Mason Drake trying to run him down, but he's not going to get to him. Touchdown, Warriors. That is number 12, Cooper Howard. Just a slant across the middle of the field, and nobody could tackle him. They're lining up for a field goal for the extra point, number 52, Julio Fuentes. We got a Raider running on late. Looking for a way of maybe blocking here. Here's a snap. There's the kick. It's up. And it's good. Your score here, 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders with 5.5 minutes left. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman.
Powering the good life. That's what Cullman Electric Cooperative does. Reliable, affordable electricity to keep your home running and Sprout Fiber Internet to keep you connected with blazing fast Wi-Fi for home, school, and work. They are proud to support the student athletes, cheerleaders, and band members who bring energy and pride to our community every single day. Cullman Electric Cooperative and Sprout Fiber Internet, powering the good life.
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. If you're just now joining in, the score here is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders with 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter, right before halftime. West Point just went down on a 3-play drive and scored on a slant across the middle of the field for a touchdown. Looking like West Point's having a hard time finding a kicking ball to kick with. They found one. If you're just not listening, you may think this is a new voice, but it's not. I'm Tony Thompson, and getting to work here for Cullman's Live 95.5 and doing Good Hope games, as this is my alma mater, and I'm a super huge fan. So all bias here. If you are a West Point fan, I am sorry that you have to hear my voice, but this is my Good Hope Raiders team, and right now the Good Hope Raiders is up 14-7. Fuentes back to kick. He boots it deep. Back to receive the kick. It's number 21, Carson Hollis, and he's going to make a couple people miss. And he's got the ball up to the 26-yard line. That's a good little return for Carson. Good Hope will trot the offense back on the field, led by the junior, Parker Johnson. He's given the play here. Maddox Chapman is up limping. Right now would be a perfect time to take a shot if he's in any kind of man coverage. As they have a short one-man safety high snap here to Mason Drake in the backfield. Oh, he almost broke the tackle by number 34. That's Titan Thornton on the tackle here for West Point. Got about a 2nd and 6. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Looks like we've got some tape on the field. But we're going to run the play anyways. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's actually going to keep this one, making one man miss. Oh, he's breaking down the sideline, making another man miss. And he takes that across the 50-yard line to the 48. That's good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down for your Good Hope Raiders. As they are driving down the field, there's 4.5 minutes left. It's 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network. Johnson in the backfield, Riker Hancock to his right as we are working left to right here. Here's the snap, handoff to Riker. He's going to run it up the middle. Not much room there as a sea of West Point defenders tackle him. It is 2nd. He gains about 2, so it's about 2nd and 8. Ball spotted on the 45-yard line. Any of you Auburn fans listening, Jackson Arnold just scored a touchdown for Auburn. As we are trying to keep up with that, but also give you the best opportunity here. Here's the pass by Parker Johnson. He's looking deep. Carter Rutherford. Oh, he almost made the catch. He's asking for a flag, but I didn't see anything. If Parker leads that by 2 more yards, I'm yelling Good Hope Raider touchdown. But he was strapped down there. The DB in coverage was number 30. I do not have a 30 listed. Actually, it looks like it's number 25, Nolan Franklin for West Point. Sorry about that if you are listening. But 3rd and 8, here's the snap to Parker Johnson. He drops back. It looks like a screenplay, and he underthrew Carson Hollis. Had every bit of green grass in front of him. Probably could have been a touchdown, but we overthrow him. Looks like we are trotting the punt team out on the field here, as it is 4th and 8 with the ball spotted on the 45-yard line of West Point. Once again, your score here is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors. Carter Rutherford back deep to punt this. There's a snap. It's a little high. Punts with the laces down, but it's a really good punt. And it's going to drop down at about the 11 or 12-yard line. They're actually going to spot it at around the 13-yard line. Pretty good punt for a wide receiver there. Once again, your score here is 14-7. Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors with 3 minutes and 22 seconds left. West Point trots their offense back out on the field with the ball spotted at the 13-yard line. Good Hope's defense is out here to redeem themselves after what happened last time. They're back in the pistol formation. Aiden Ennis, the quarterback for West Point, with Ollie behind him. Here's the snap. Fake the handoff to Ollie. They're looking deep, and that pass is picked off. Number 12, Caleb Bowles. Just all-around bad pass there by Aiden Ennis. Number 12, Caleb Bowles, hawked it down. This Raider defense has been nothing but fantastic besides the one slant pass they let go for a touchdown. But after the interception, Good Hope trots the offense back on the field with the 1st and 10 on the ball, with the ball on the 35-yard line of their territory. Here's the snap. Quarterback going to keep it Parker Johnson, and he is met by big number 64. That's Bryce Overton for the West Point Warriors.
Second down and 9.
Second and 9. Ball spotted on the 34-yard line of the Good Hope Raiders. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Nobody with him. Here's the snap. He's rolling right. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds by number 25. That is Nolan Franklin. Only a gain of about 3 there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for your Good Hope Raiders. Your score here is 14-7, 2.5 minutes left. Good Hope Raiders has a 3rd and 7. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Here's the snap. Looks like a read option. Parker Johnson has nowhere to go. He is swallowed up by a sea of white jerseys for West Point. Not the best play call on 3rd and long. And Good Hope's Good Hope's going to trot the punt team back out on the field after the turnover in their own territory, and they could not capitalize. As we roll up on the 2-minute mark, no 2-minute timeout or 2-minute warning in high school, but there is 2-minute warning podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. Go check it out. Here's the snap. Carter Rutherford with a punt. What a boot by Carter Rutherford. Looks like he put some spin on it, and that's going to be spotted down at the 4-yard line. Actually, my bad, the 6-yard line. West Point will start from their own 6-yard line. It is 1st and 10.
Updated score from the NCAA at the end of the first quarter. Auburn 7, Baylor 3.
Once again, your score here, 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders. The West Point starts deep in their own territory at the 6-yard line. Aiden Ennis back in that pistol-like formation. Got a man in motion. Here's the snap. Hand off to Ollie Howell. He's going to bounce it outside and make a couple men miss. And the tackle made by number 16. That's Kane Anderson. A gain of about 8. That's going to bring up 2nd and 2 from the 14-yard line. Man in motion as West Point is working right to left. Here's the snap. Aiden Ennis, another handoff to Ollie. Making a couple men miss. He's got some speed, but not enough but that's a huge gain for West Point out across the 50-yard line to the 49. Ollie Howell brought down by number 2, Tyler Bird from behind, but that is good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. Late in the first half, 57 seconds left. This is a bend, not break moment. You cannot break here as this is a 14-7 ball game. Good Hope over West Point. 45 seconds, they're letting the play clock roll down. If you're West Point, you would think about calling a timeout here as you have all 3. Here's a snap to Aiden Ennis. He's going to hand it off to number 34. Oh, met in the middle by number 16, Kane Anderson, as he lays the pop on number 34, Titan Thornton. That's a gain of 9 yards down to the 40-yard line. West Point is going to call a timeout, and I'm going to take a quick timeout with them. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Clinton and Moore Cullman. After the short break, welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Clinton and Moore Cullman. West Point is currently driving as they call a timeout with 26 seconds left. The score is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders with 26 seconds right before halftime. And if you're an Auburn fan, we are trying to keep up with that as well. Auburn is up 7-3 over the Baylor Bears as they travel to Waco this week. But we've got more important stuff ahead of us. Here's a 2nd and 1 from the 40-yard line. I'm expecting West Point to pass the ball here. Yep. We're going to have to call a timeout. We did not know who was supposed to be on the field or off the field for Good Hope. Once again, this is a bend, not break moment. You cannot give a touchdown up right here late in the first half. You want to take the lead into halftime. Once again, your score here is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders. The ball spotted on the 40-yard line of Good Hope. West Point is driving down the field on this defense. It is 2nd and 1. .26 seconds left here in the first half. 2nd and 1 from the 40-yard line as they are in shotgun with 2 receivers out wide to the right and 1 receiver out wide to the left. I'm expecting a pass up to number 24 here. Yep, here's the pass. It's not number 24, but it is a deep bomb. Oh, did he catch it? He made the catch at the 2-yard line. That is number 20, Tegan Heaton. That is a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down for the West Point Warriors as they made a huge play to get the ball to what they're going to say is actually the 3-yard line. Excuse me. They are moving the ball around as much as possible, but I thought it was right at the 2. But if you have been a Good Hope fan, you've known that goal line stands is nothing this team is not scared of. As we stopped area foe Dora last year, a team that was supposed to come in and beat us as we was undefeated at the time with multiple D1 athletes on their team, and we stopped them as they were lined up at the 2-yard line last year, and we had 4 straight stops to get the ball back right before halftime. So this Good Hope defense, this is something Coach Scott specializes in, is his goal line defense as he is firing the squad up as West Point caught a timeout. Once again, your score here is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders with 17 seconds left. It is first and goal from the 3-yard line. This is a put up or shut up moment for Good Hope. You cannot let a score right here going into halftime. We got another player running on late for Good Hope. We've got to figure that out as the season goes on. Crowd is getting loud here at Good Hope. James Shabel Stadium, a beautiful night. Back in the pistol formation is Aiden Ennis with Ollie Howell right behind him. Here's a snap, handoff to Ollie Howell, and he's met in the backfield. Number 1, Mason Drake from his linebacker position. That is going to be a loss of 3 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 as West Point calls their 3rd and final timeout. And Coach Scott knows the rules. He can go out there to the yard line. He can go out there and meet his team out there. And this is what he loves to do. There's no rule against this. He goes out there and he gets his team huddled so they don't have to run to the sideline and waste energy. He goes out there and he meets them right at the goal line, and he's going to get them pep talked right here. It is 2nd and 6 from the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal, 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Good Hope, something they are not scared of is goal line stops. As I said, this is a team that is really good. They practice this a lot in practice throughout the year. And these moments, and this is right here, is a time that you need a big stop. I'm expecting number 27 to get the ball here again, or a fade ball to number 24, Jackson Shelton. West Point Warrior fans. Aiden Ennis is going back to the coach to get the play call. Once again, your score here is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders. The ball spotted at the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal. Here's the snap. Aiden Ennis. Handoff. No. Play action to Ollie. Throws it in the end zone. And it is incomplete. 5 seconds left. 2nd and goal from the 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Once again, first game jitters as this is my first time doing this. 5 seconds left for West Point here. They are not trotting out any kind of field goal unit. They are going for this. Here's the snap. Looking right, looking left, looking right again. Finds a man over the middle of the field. He's going to be tackled short. And that is going to be the end of the first half. Once again, Good Hope makes a huge goal line stand to end the half against a really good opponent. Into the first half, your Good Hope Raiders up 14-7. Once again, I want to thank everybody for listening, as this is my first time doing this, but thank you to Jay Fuller for giving me the opportunity to get to do this. I appreciate you. And right before I take y'all to a halftime break, I'm going to give y'all the Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass scoreboard, if I can get it pulled up here. As I'm having a difficult time getting this pulled up. I'm going to try to get it pulled up, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back as the West Point Warriors band is on the field to perform for their halftime show. But once again, your score here is 14-7. Your Good Hope Raiders, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
In 1952, 7 men at an aluminum plant banded together and started Lister Hill Credit Union, $5 each. Today, more than 92,000 have joined us, continuing the legacy of supporting themselves and the community through Lister Hill. It's all about we and what we can do together.
Appliance Repair is now Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, now servicing your heating and air needs as well. Servicing most models and brands, they can be found on Facebook or Google for those appliance or HVAC repair needs. Proudly supporting Cullman area athletics and collegiate football. When that appliance or HVAC system frustrates you and you're in need of a repairman, Robert Brantley and his team are ready to help. They're available via call or text at 256-507-3415 or on Facebook, Google, or online at CullmanApplianceRepair.com. Alabama HVAC number 22238.
Cullman Savings Bank serves the people of Cullman with a full line of banking services. One of those services is their Legacy Checking Account, available to those 50-plus, military, teachers, policemen, and firefighters. It features no monthly service charge, interest earned on any balance, free paper or e-statements, and 2 free boxes of checks per year, along with other features. You can stop by any one of 4 convenient locations and ask them about the Legacy Checking Account, or visit www.CullmanSavingsBank.com for more information. Cullman Savings Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
You changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Tisha Brewer will make it easy and affordable to help protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you'd do anything for, life insurance could mean everything.
I'm Tisha at Tisha Brewer State Farm. We're located behind Cook's Pest Control at 909 Fisher Street. You can reach us at 256-734-4645. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know, we have one of the coolest places right here in Cullman. It's Cleaning and More Cullman on County Road 437. Cleaning and More Cullman has reliable and professional residential and commercial cleaning services tailored to your needs. And I know because we use Cleaning and More Cullman at the Warhurst Team Realtors for our buyers and sellers. Cleaning and More Cullman is more than just cleaning supplies. They have janitorial supply units, and they even have the U-Haul trucks to carry your stuff. You can check them out at cleaningandmorecullman.com. You can get info at info@cleaningandmorecullman.com, or the way I like, you can dial them up at 256-736-9944. 256-736-9944. Cleaning and More Cullman, County Road 437, under the big wide sign with the U-Hauls.
Cracked windshield? Don't wait. Call the pros at Odin's Auto Glass in Cullman. From chips to full replacements, Odin's gets you back on the road fast. With honest prices, top quality glass, and service you can trust. Locally owned, family run, and proud to serve Cullman and North Alabama for over 40 years. Odin's Auto Glass, where safety meets service. You can call 256-734-2800 or stop by their location on Highway 31 North in Cullman. Odin's Auto Glass, we'll see you through it. Proud sponsors of the Cullman County Sports Network.
Plus One Heating and Air. We believe in more than just fixing your HVAC system. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing top-notch service with a smile. Whether it's installation, repairs, or maintenance, you can trust Plus One Heating and Air to get the job done right the first time.
I've never experienced service like this before. Plus One Heating and Air not only fixed my heating system promptly, they also ensured everything was running smoothly. They truly care about their customers.
So when you're in need of heating and air services, remember the company that's willing to walk that extra mile for you. Plus One Heating and Air, where trust meets exceptional service. Hey, Cullman fans, when it's game time, it's pizza time, and nobody brings the flavor like Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition with the original recipe since 1968. We're talking fresh, made from scratch dough, zesty signature sauce, and a mountain of melty cheese. Still made with the same recipe you've loved for over 55 years. You can dine in or carry out and taste the hometown tradition that's been winning since day one. Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition.
For the rest of us, there's Cyber Broadband, providing internet service since 2004. Cyber utilizes a small radio antenna to deliver broadband where cable and DSL don't go. You can join the 21st century today with Cyber Broadband, supporting streaming, VPN access, and everything else you've been wanting to do with that slow internet connection. It's Cyber Broadband for the win. They can be found online at cyberbroadband.net or look them up on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. As I made my trips down there and saw a few people I know in the Get Up stands, as me being a graduate here, I know a lot of people down there, so this took a lot longer than I thought. But I've got the Odin Auto Glass big glass scoreboard for you. Well, here, let's just start here. Your Get Up Raiders are up 14-7 at halftime with a huge stop on the goal line of the West Point Warriors. Get Up once again with another big goal line stand right at the end of half. But some scores around the league here. Mortimer Jordan is up 14-0 over Cullman at halftime. Fairview is up 26-14 over Springville in the second quarter. Once again, your score here, 14-7. Good Hope Raiders at halftime. Another in-county matchup, we've got the Hanceville Bulldogs as they lead 29-26 over the Holly Pond Broncos. Southeastern leads Vinemont 22-14 over the Vinemont Eagles in the second quarter. In the second quarter, we have Cold Springs and another area foe, Curry. Cold Springs is up 20-7 at halftime. A team that we do play in the regular season. We meet up every year for homecoming. We swap homecoming every year. We've got Addison up 44-0 over Decatur Heritage, still playing in the second quarter. And that is all around the league, guys. What a great night. What a great start to football season here as we are officially back for football season. And if you're an Auburn fan, we do have the game on up here. We are watching it right now as it is halftime, as your Get Up Raiders band is about to take the field for their halftime show, which is supposed to be absolutely phenomenal. I've got to talk to a few people in the band, and they are excited for this one. But if you're an Auburn fan, they are currently up 14-3 over the Baylor Bears as they travel to Waco this week and took on the Baylor Bears on a Friday night game. I know that's a lot of y'all maybe listening to me and watching that. So, once again, I'm thankful for y'all. If y'all hear, once again, Tyson Robertson out here announcing people. He will be with me next week as we travel to Fultondale, and we will be back on Cullman's Live 95.5 app, Alt Channel 2. If you don't mind, give us another listen next week. Tyson Robertson will be doing play-by-play. One of my good buddies. I'm excited to be with him again this year as I was with him last year. But once again, I just do want to thank our sponsors to make this possible for Friday Night Live. We've got Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet. We've got Clinton and Moore, which is our big sponsor. Thank y'all. We've got Cox Stanberry and Kingsley Attorney. Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair. Cullman Savings Bank, we've got Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, as they sponsor our Odin's Auto Glass Big Glass Scoreboard. We've got the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty and Zaxby's. And later on, we do have a Player of the Week sponsor in Heatherly Fence Company, as we will give out a Player of the Week of my choosing. So I'm excited for that one. But as I'm going to enjoy the Good Hope Raider Band's halftime show, I'm going to send y'all back. I just wanted to get on here and thank our sponsors. Once again, I want to thank Jay Fuller for giving me this opportunity. But I'm going to give the band a listen, and I just want to thank y'all for listening. This is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Clinton and Moore. We'll be right back.
When it comes to securing a home loan, you want someone who knows the ropes and can guide you every step of the way. That's where Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage comes in.
I'm Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage Group. You can reach me at 256-338-2920. And whether it's your first time buying a home or your fifth time, we'd love the opportunity to serve you and your family in all your home financing needs.
Josh Phillips and Maven Mortgage. Their name says it all. Experience you can trust, knowledge that works for you. With one phone call, you can take the next step toward your dream home with Josh Phillips of Maven Mortgage. Your home, your future. Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. 256-338-2920. 256-338-2920. NMLS number 338177.
To buy or sell your home, you can trust a team that treats you like family.
We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty, a husband and wife real estate duo with deep roots and unmatched knowledge of the market.
We know every corner, every neighborhood, and what it takes to get you the best deal.
And our top priority, you. From your first showing to final closing, we're by your side every step of the way. Because when you work with us, you're not just a client, you're family. We're the Warhurst Team Realtors at SR4 Realty. Real estate with heart, hustle, and hometown care.
You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at the Warhurst Team Realtors.
Are you looking for a reliable ride at the lowest prices in town with financing? PNC Auto has you covered. Finance options for all credit types, good, bad, or ugly. Plus, a free vehicle report is available for each listing. You can get pre-qualified today online at mypcauto.com. And they offer a free 90-day powertrain warranty or free maintenance for a year. No, we're not kidding. Chad Johnson and Paul Carpenter are ready to help you drive away happy today. Chad is available at 256-493-2491, or Paul can be reached at 256-339-9932. PNC Auto on Highway 278 just past the Methodist Church, or online at mypcauto.com.
Live 95 is brought to you in part by Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, now with several locations across the state, but still located in the heart of Cullman County. They are a proud sponsor of Cullman Community Radio on Live 95. Merchants Bank of Alabama, a division of South Point, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Guthrie's Auto Service has been providing quality automotive service since 1985. Located in Cullman on Eva Road, just north of 157, Guthrie's Auto Service is a AAA approved and Napa Auto Care Center, meaning their repair work is warranted up to 3 years or 36,000 miles. And because they're part of the Napa Auto Care Network, their work is also warranted at over 14,000 Napa Auto Care locations across the country. Terry Guthrie and his team are award-winning, collecting Napa's Auto Care Center of the Year for the Nashville Distribution Center and a People's Choice Award in 2020. More information is online at Guthrie's Auto Service. good life. That's what Cullman Electric Cooperative does. Reliable, affordable electricity to keep your home running and Sprout Fiber Internet to keep you connected with blazing fast Wi-Fi for home, school, and work. They are proud to support the student athletes, cheerleaders, and band members who bring energy and pride to our community every single day. Cullman Electric Cooperative and Sprout Fiber Internet, powering the good life.
In 1952, 7 men at an aluminum plant banded together and started Lister Hill Credit Union, $5 each. Today, more than 92,000 have joined us, continuing the legacy of supporting themselves and the community through Lister Hill. It's all about we and what we can do together.
Scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
When life takes an unexpected turn, you need attorneys who understand. At Cox, Stansberry, and Kinsley, LLC, we focus on disability and personal injury cases with compassion and proven results. With offices in Cullman and Birmingham, we have the local roots to guide you and the nationwide reach to fight for you. We are available at cskattorneys.com or by phone at 800-930-1205. Cox, Stansberry, and Kinsley, LLC, local roots, nationwide reach.
Welcome back to the Good Operators Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More of Cullman. We've got a 14-7 ball game. Your Good Operators is up over the West Point Warriors, as West Point had a chance to tie the game at halftime, but good goal line defense for the Good Operators. As they stopped West Point short of the touchdown with 5 seconds remaining, as they ran an underneath route and could not convert. But Good Hope will start with the ball in the second half. West Point trots out number 52. That's Julio Fuentes.
In the second quarter, Hansville 35, 34. At the half, Southeastern 62, 14.
As the lights are finally on here to officially hit dark, the Good Operators will receive the second half kick. Back deep to receive this kick is number 1, Mason Drake, number 0, Carter Rutherford, or number 21, Carson Hollis. I'm pretty sure they'll kick this to Carson if they get the chance. You want to keep the ball out of Zero's hand as much as possible, Carter Rutherford, as he is dangerous. But here's the kick, and we got a second half football game starting. Carson Hollis receives the kick. Here he goes down the sideline, breaks one tackle, but couldn't evade the second one. Good Operators will start with the ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Sorry about that. Having some good concession stands here at Good Hope High School. Shout out to all the people that run the concession stands down there. Here's a run play on the first play. Mason Drake. That's about a 7-yard gain. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Oh, and we've got some pushing and shoving, as we do not condone that. But we've got West Point to jump offside, and that will give us an automatic first down. An automatic Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. After the mark-off, it'll be 1st and 10. Your Good Hope Raiders with the ball spotted at the 47-yard line. Once again, your score here, 14-7, Good Hope over the West Point Warriors. Here's a snap, handoff to Mason Drake. Bounces outside, but could not get anywhere. That is boxed up. A loss of 2 on the play. That sets it back to the 45-yard line. It's 2nd and 12. Your Good Hope Raiders are starting the second half with the ball here. Rutherford catches the ball on a screen pass, gain of about 12 yards. They're going to move the chains. That is a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down for your Good Hope Raiders here. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line of West Point, as Good Hope is making their statement known here at the start of the second half. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his right. Mason Drake with the handoff here up the middle. Big yards here. Tackle made by number 8 for West Point, Bryant Moon, but not after a 9-yard carry by Mason Drake. 2nd and 1 here. Your score 14-7, Good Hope over West Point. Here's the snap. Parker Johnson drops back, looking downfield. Deep throw. Rutherford. They're calling that incomplete. No flag on the play. He's asking for a flag. It looks like he might be cramping up, as it is a deep shot from Parker Johnson to Carter Rutherford, which was guarded by number 25 once again, who's having a killer night in Nolan Franklin for the West Point Warriors. It's 3rd and 1 from the 38-yard line. Here's a snap. Mason Drake ahead, and it looks like he is going to have enough for the first down. Yep, they are moving the chains. That is a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down for your Good Hope Raiders as they move the chains. It keeps the drive alive. Late running in on the field is number 3, Cody Stevens for Good Hope. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his left. Here's the snap. Rolling left. It looks like quarterback keep all the way. And nothing to show for it here as Good Hope is tackled by a sea of West Point defenders led by 13, Chance Aldridge. Also in on the tackle is number 1, Christopher Skipper. One of my good buddies I used to go to church with. Love the kid. Second and 10. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line for Good Hope. Parker Johnson in the backfield in a shotgun formation. He gets the defense to jump. Oh no, West Point. That's the second time. Looks like number 46 jumped off sides. That is Colton Franks for West Point. Once again, just a great job by the junior quarterback, Parker Johnson, excuse me. This will be 2nd and 5 from the 28-yard line again. Parker in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Handoff to Mason Drake. Mason up the middle. Makes a man miss. Down the sideline. 10, 5. And he's going to trot his way in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Mason Drake having a killer night for Good Hope. Mason Drake got the handoff up the middle, made a couple men miss, a couple ankle tackles that he just avoided, and nobody touched him after that. But out here to attempt the point after is number 98, Chase Pruitt. Good Hope's looking good here tonight, folks. If you're just joining us, your score here is 20-7. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is good for your Good Hope Raiders. Your score here now is 21-7 with 7 minutes and 36 seconds left as your Good Hope Raiders lead the West Point Warriors. Good Hope's offense has been nothing but perfect tonight, other than a few stops by the West Point Warriors, who is a really good in-county foe, and we wish nothing but the best luck for them this year. But as Chase Pruitt puts the ball down at the 40-yard line to set the kickoff team ready. Your score here again, 21-7. Good Hope Raiders, 7 minutes and 36 seconds left. Chase Pruitt back, looking to his left and his right, making sure his guys are good. And here comes the kickoff. It's going to be brought in by Skipper. Oh, makes a man miss. Down the sideline, Mason Drake with a tackle. As he brings the return past the 50-yard line, where they will set shop with 1st and 10 at the Good Hope 47-yard line.
With 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter, Auburn 17, Baylor 10.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line. West Point lines up. Score here 21-7. Your Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors. Ennis with a snap. Handoff to 27. Ollie Howe makes a couple men miss, and he's wrapped around, tackled after about a 6-yard gain. Tackle made by number 16, Kane Anderson. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line as West Point looks to answer back from the Good Hope touchdown just a second ago, where they had a great kickoff to set them up really well. Back in the pistol-like formation. Aiden Ennis with Ollie Howe right behind him. Here's the snap. Handoff to Ollie, and made a man miss. But Cody Stevens there to wrap him up, but that's not enough. Not enough to stop him short. That is going to be a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. Yep. Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, a first down for the West Point Warriors as they try to answer here.
From the 37.
In the backfield with number 34. Titan Thornton behind him here. Here's the snap. Handoff to Thornton. Thornton's met as soon as he grabbed the ball by number 27, Hunter Miller. And that wasn't the only Raider that helped him get him down. There was about 3 or 4 more. It's going to be 2nd and 13 from the 40-yard line. Looks like an official timeout. Once again, your score here, 21-7. Your Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors. Just a little under 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Once again, I want to thank all the sponsors for sponsoring this and giving me a job here. It's Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cleaning and More Cullman, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorneys, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass and their big glass scoreboard, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. And once again, at the end of the game, I will be giving out a Player of the Week sponsored by Heatherly Fence Company. But as we come back, 2nd and 13 from the 40-yard line, Ennis with the snap, drops back to pass. Looks like everything is boxed up. He's got nowhere to go. Brake makes one man miss, but he couldn't make another one miss. And they bring him down at the 50-yard line. Loss of 10. It's going to be about 3rd and 23. No, they're going to give him the ball at the 48.
9 yards. 3rd down, 22.
Stop there is Hunter Miller as he makes the sack. Once again, this is about a 3rd and 22. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. If you're Coach Scott, you back people up here. You do not let you let everything in front of you. Do not let anything get behind you here. Your score here, 21-7. Just a little over 5 minutes left. 3rd and 22 from the 48-yard line. We've got whistles blowing, and it looks like it's going to be a delay of game. That's going to back West Point up even more. If you're Aiden Ennis, you've got to be... Actually, no, that was a different quarterback. Sorry, my apologies. That was number 7, Max Peterson. He didn't have the play. Once again, great crowd here tonight. You might have a hard time hearing me, but this is a great crowd, a great atmosphere at Good Hope for game or week 1 against the West Point Warriors. Your score here, 21-7 with a little over 5 minutes left. After the delay game penalty, it is 3rd and 27. Here's the drop back to pass. Breaks one tackle. Mason Drake come in and hit him, and he just threw the ball away. Great sportsmanship by Ollie by helping Mason Drake up there. But Mason Drake was a big part of that play right there. 4th and 27, and West Point's going to trot out the punt unit, it looks like. Yes. Back to punt is number 52, Julio Fuentes. Back deep to receive this punt is Carter Rutherford. Snap was a little high, brought in by Fuentes. Good punt, good spiraling punt. Fair catch waved for by Carter Rutherford, and it is made at the 15-yard line where Good Hope will start this second drive of the second half. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back here on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network as Good Hope will start 1st and 10. Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. 1st down here. Parker Johnson, handoff to number 8. That's Riker Hancock, but he does not get anything. Actually loses 3 yards on the play. We're looking at a 2nd and 13 from the 12-yard line. Mason Drake back in the game after the little bit of a cramping, but Parker Johnson here. And he gets the defense to jump once again. Actually got 2 West Point players. Number 51, that is Slade Clayton. And it looked like number 46, Colton Franks, who jumped off sides. Well, we got the officials gathering here. Maybe Good Hope might have jumped early. But as it stands, it looks like it's going to be offsides against the West Point Warriors. That's the third one of the second half. If you're coach over there on the West Point side, if you're their head coach, you are not happy right now, as this is second. This will make it 2nd and 8. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line. We are working left to right as we speak. And looks like the referee does not know which way to go with it. Okay, and here we go. We're trotting back. Your score here, 21-7. Your Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors. It is 2nd and 9 from the 16-yard line. Parker Johnson's with the snap, keeps it. He's got plenty of running room, breaks a tackle, and he's up to about the 40. No, the 30. They got him stepping out of bounds at the 34-yard line, but that's good enough for Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. First down is Good Hope. Makes their way across the 30-yard line, and they are running down the field on this West Point team who have not been able to stop the run all night, so I'm sure Coach Scott realizes that, and they're going to keep going with the running. Once again, 1st and 10 from the 34-yard lines. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his left. Here's the snap. Looks like a quarterback keeper again, but this time it is not going anywhere. They're going to get a gain of 1, which is going to bring a 2nd and 9 from the 40-yard line.
Picks up 1 yard. 2nd down and 9.
Once again, if you're just joining, the score here is 21-7. Good Hope over West Point. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his left. Parker takes the snap. Looks like it may be a screenplay. Here it is. Carter Rutherford with a screen pass. Here he goes. One of the most shiftiest players in Cullman County. And that's going to be good for another Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage. First down for your Good Hope Raiders as they got the ball spotted at the opposite 49-yard line. Parker is looking nothing but great here tonight.
First and 10 from the 49.
Once again, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Looks to be the Wildcat formation with Mason Drake. He couldn't get the snap cleanly, but he got it back. Makes one man miss, spun around, but dropped right around the Good Hope 47. It's going to be a run of 4. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. There on the tackle was number 8 for West Point, Bryant Moon, whose name I've called a lot tonight. He's got plenty of tackles. Once again, 2nd and 6. Parker Johnson in the backfield. Mason Drake to his right. Trips right. Trips left, Here's the snap. Parker Johnson with the keeper. Makes one man miss, but can't get around the other. He's tripping and falling. But he tripped and fell for a gain of looks like 2. That's going to bring up about 3rd and 4. Tackle made by number 52. That is Julio Fuentes for the West Point Warriors, who's working multiple duties tonight as he's working the offensive line, the defensive line, linebacker, kicker, name it all, he can do it. But here we go. 21-7. Your Good Hope Raiders with 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter. We're in the pistol formation. Parker Johnson with Mason Drake behind him. And here's the snap. There goes Carson Hollis, and it is bobbled up by number 8, Bryant Moon again. He read that like a book. Honestly, Good Hope got away with a false start there as Mason Drake started to move entirely too early. But that's, once again, just a bad play call on a 4th down as we trot The punt team back out there. Carter Rutherford back to punt, who's had two amazing punts tonight. It's 4th and 9 from the 50-yard line. Once again, your score here, 21-7, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's a snap, here's the punt, another beauty. It's brought in by number 7, Carter McAfee. He's running down the sideline. Oh! Tackle made by Good Hope Ross Clark as he met him running down the sideline.
It will be West Point first down. 10 yards to go from the 33.
We've got 1st and 10 from the 33. West Point retains possession of the ball here.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
Looks like we've got a flag on the play. I'm expecting this to be a blindside block as someone got lit up by a West Point defender. Clarification of the flag yet. The official still huddled around the 33-yard line. Once again, no clarification yet. As the West Point's offense and Good Hope's defense is out there on the field waiting on this call. They're still huddled up, talking about the call. We've got a 4th official running in. But as they discuss this, the Auburn Tigers have just entered halftime up 17-10.
Your Lady Raider volleyball team will be playing at Huntsville on Tuesday night in a tri-match.
Don't know what the flag is here, but they are moving the ball up well, much more than any kind of 15-yard penalty if they were tackled down to the... Actually, we're just going to be punting again. I think. No.
Offsetting personal foul. Results.
Offsetting personal fouls for both West Point and Good Hope. They're going to replay 4th down. Carter Rutherford back to punt. Sorry about that. That is offsetting personal fouls. We are going to redo 4th down. Carter Rutherford with the snap. This punt's a little bit wobbly this time. It's going to land around the 38. It's going to take a Good Hope spin. Not much of a good spin, but we will get the ball down to the 36-yard line. So all in all, just a 3-yard gain right there from the last punt to this punt. As we trot the defense back on the field, your score here is 21-7. Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors with 16 seconds left in the third quarter. This Good Hope defense has been nothing but stout tonight as they had a huge goal line stand in the second quarter to go into halftime. This West Point offense is looking to answer back. They need a score here bad. Ennis in the shotgun, ollie to his left. Aiden Ennis with the snap. He's rolling right. He's got someone behind him. He doesn't see him, and he's brought down. That's number 8, Riker Hancock, who comes screaming off the right side of the line. Brought down Mr. Ennis for a 2-yard loss. As we head up to the fourth quarter, we've got our 4s up. It means something to us, so it should to you. We will be back shortly after this break, your Good Hope Raiders lead 21-7 over the West Point Warriors. We will be back. This is the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More.
Hey, Cullman drivers. Are you tired of the hassle and confusion when it comes to buying a car? Well, we've got fantastic news for you. Meet Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet in Cullman, your go-to guy for a no-nonsense car buying experience.
Hey, folks. Adam here. You know, buying a car shouldn't be stressful. That's why at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, we pride ourselves on transparency, trust, and there's never any BS at MS.
That's right. Adam Aker and the Mitch Smith Chevrolet team are changing the game.
I live and breathe Cullman, just like you. So when you step into our showroom, you're not just another customer, you're family. Together, we'll find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs and budget. Remember, Adam Aker, Mitch Smith Chevrolet, what's not to love?
Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. Start of the fourth quarter here, your score. Your Good Hope Raiders 21 over the West Point Warriors, who has 7. It is 2nd and 12. Ennis in the backfield. Here's the snap. Drops back to pass. Oh, and it was almost intercepted by number 0, Carter Rutherford, who read that play like a book. And 12 from the 35-yard line. West Point in big trouble here. Here's the snap to Ennis. Drops back to pass. Looking deep. Got a man. He overthrew him by 5 yards. Intended target, number 20. That is Tegan Heaton for the West Point Warriors, who is overthrown, and they are bringing the punt team back out on the field. It is 4th and 12. Your score here, 21-7. Your Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors. Just the start of the fourth quarter. Back to punt is number 52, Julio Fuentes. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. It's a good one. Another spiral. Let it drop. Let it drop. If I'm Rutherford here, nope. He just lets it go. West Point downs it at around the 34-yard line, where Good Hope will set shop for offense here. Once again, Good Hope will set shop at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Once again, here's a wildcat snap to Mason Drake. Finds a hole, broke it open, make a man miss, running down the sideline. He's got nothing but grass. 30, 20, cuts back, 10, 5, touchdown Raiders. One play touchdown drive for your Good Hope Raiders. Now it is 27-7 in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 25 seconds. Mason Drake with another huge run. There's a penalty flag on the play. There's some laundry on the field. I don't know if it was just dropped or what. Dirty laundry on the field. We've got SRO and we've got our trainer, Bo Shiree, over here looking at it. They don't know what to do. They don't know if it was dropped. They're taking pictures with the flag. I think it was just dropped. Nope. Actually, it was a face mask against West Point. That is going to be declined. That is going to stand as touchdown Raiders. Number 98, Chase Pruitt, back on the field to attempt another extra point, who is 3 for 3 on the night. Hopefully I don't jinx him. Here's the snap. Kick is up. And it's good. Once again, the promising young kicker for Good Hope, Chase Pruitt. Once again, your score here, 28-7. Your Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors with 11 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter. Before the kickoff here, I do want to thank the sponsors one more time. Adam Aker at Mish Chevrolet, Cleaning and More of Cullman, Cox, Stanberry's, and Kingsley Attorney. Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff, so the Good Hope will kick off at the opposing 45-yard line. You do not see this often. Now's a good time for a squib kick or a onside to try to get the ball in your own territory, but we're going to... Nope, just a kick deep. Brought in by number 7. Oh, and he's met by Cody Stevens. He's going to get nowhere. Tackled at the 7-yard line. That was number 7, Carter McAfee for West Point, who recovered the kick. Honestly, what a great showing for Chase Pruitt tonight. He's doing it all kicking. West Point will start with the ball. 1st and 10 from the 7-yard. They're on 7-yard line. Once again, your score here, 28-7. Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors, 11 minutes and 19 seconds left. Here's the formation, Ollie behind the quarterback. Here's a snap to Ennis, hands it off to Ollie. Ollie going to break one tackle, but he's going to be brought down by number 27. That's Hunter Miller.
Picks up 6 yards, 6 down and 4.
Gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5 from the 14-yard line. No, it's 2nd and 4. My apologies. Here's the snap. Another handoff to Ollie, who is met immediately in the backfield by number 19. That is Ross Clark of the Good Hope Raiders, who's having a stellar night. False start on the play. On the previous play, it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 10-yard line. Sorry, I was trying to get the explanation. But Ennis in the backfield with Ollie Howe. Here's Ennis with a snap. Another handoff to Ollie, who's met immediately in the backfield by Ross Clark and Cody Stevens. After a gain of nothing, it's 3rd and 10 from their own 7-yard line. West Point here with a snap. Ennis drop back to pass. Looking, got nothing. Stepping up in the pocket and gets rocked by Cody Stevens after a gain of about 6. That's going to bring up 4th down and 4. If you're West Point here, there's no way you bring on a punt unit as you're already down 3 scores with 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. But it looks like they are going to bring out another punts unit. Once again, after a 7-yard gain, we've got 4th and 3. Good Hope brings out the punt unit. Here's the punt. It's another beauty. Rutherford actually has a chance to return this one. Rutherford makes one man miss, makes another man miss. There he goes, spins. And he's swallowed up by a sea of West Point defenders. He's still moving forward. Good Hope will set shop here at the 37-yard line of the West Point Warriors. Once again, your score here, 28-7. Good Hope over West Point. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Looks like the Wildcat formation again. Mason Drake finds a hole in the middle. Brought down shortly after him by number 75. That is Sam Stockman. After a gain of 3, we've got 2nd and 7. Good Hope set shop here at the 34-yard line. Actually, about the 33.5, excuse me. Parker Johnson back in the backfield. And Good Hope's going to have to call a timeout. We'll take a quick one with them. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network.
Cracked windshield? Don't wait. Call the pros at Odin's Auto Glass in Cullman. From chips to full replacements, Odin's gets you back on the road fast. With honest prices, top quality glass, and service you can trust. Locally owned, family run, and proud to serve Cullman and North Alabama for over 40 years. Odin's Auto Glass, where safety meets service. You can call 256-734-2800 or stop by their location on Highway 31 North in Cullman. Odin's Auto Glass. We'll see you through it. Proud sponsors of the Cullman County Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Get Up Raider Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More. Once again, I want to thank everybody listening, as this is my first time doing play-by-play. I hope I am not disappointing you tonight, folks. Once again, my name is Tony Thompson. I'm the new voice of the Get Up Raider Sports Network. But 2nd and 7, ball at the 34-yard line. Carter Rutherford in motion. Snap here, toss to Rutherford. Rutherford finds a hole in the middle, but met shortly after by number 52, Julio Fuentes. After a gain of about 3, looks like about 3rd and 4. Good Hope will set here as the ball is spotted at the 31-yard line.
3 yards, 3rd down and 4.
Once again, 3rd and 4 from the 33-yard line. We've got Wildcat formation. Mason Drake in the backfield. He takes the snap, finds a hole in the middle, met shortly after, maybe a gain of 1 here. If you're Good Hope, you're in no man's land. You cannot kick this far of a field goal. It is 4th and 2. It is too short to punt. I believe you go for this here. Parker Johnson trots his way over to the sideline, get the play call from Mitch Witcher. Once again, your score here, 28-7, just a little under 7 minutes left. 4th and 3 from the 30-yard line. Good Hope sets shop here. Looks like a pistol formation. Here's the snap. Parker Johnson drops back to pass. He's got Carter Rutherford wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders! Rutherford, ex-West Point Warrior, showing out against his former team for the third time in 3 years. Your new score here, 34-7. Good Hope over West Point. As Carter Rutherford with a 30-yard catch and score. Chase Pruitt back once again 4 for 4 on the night from field goals. Kick is up, and that is booted through the uprights. Excuse me. Field goal is good. Your new score here, 35-7. The Good Hope Raiders over the West Point Warriors. 6.5 minutes left. Good Hope has looked nothing but spectacular tonight. No flaws on offense. One short step on defense of having this as a 35-0 game. Once again, your score here, 35-7. Good Hope over West Point. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left. As we line the ball up at the 40-yard line, Chase Pruitt back to kick. Looks left, looks right. Kickoff team is ready. He's ready. Here's the boot. And that looks like it's going out of bounds. That's going to be a flag. If you don't know the rules of football, that is a flag. You cannot kick the ball out of bounds. But one short mistake. Kid's 5 for 5 on field goals, and that's the first flag he's got all night on kickoff. Once again, if you're just joining us or coming back, your score here is 35-7. Good Hope over the West Point Warriors. After the flag, West Point will set shop at what looks like they're going to give them the opposite 48-yard line. So once again, 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. West Point has the ball. Nope. They're backing them up. Don't know what's happening here. Sorry, as I get an indication, it is offsetting penalties. It's going to be 1st and 10 from where the ball was kicked out of bounds at. As we had a personal foul on West Point after the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line where the ball was kicked out of bounds. Aiden Ennis back on the field. Here's a snap. Rolling right. Looking downfield, got nothing. He's finally got a man open. What makes one man miss, makes another man miss. That's Jackson Shelton as he takes it across the 50-yard line to the opposite 47. The Good Hope 47, excuse me. And that's good for a Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage first down. Once again, your score here, 35-7. Good Hope over West Point. 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Excellent way to open the season for the Good Hope Raiders. Great crowd here tonight. Thankful for everybody that traveled. Here's a snap. Ennis looks right, looks left, looks back right, finds a man to nope. He overthrew him, picked off. Return, nothing but Gearing Grass, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Raiders. The pass was picked off by 17, Blake Cordes. Good Hope has looked nothing but spectacular on the defensive side of the ball tonight. One slip-up gave West Point 7 points. again, Blake Cordes with a huge interception as Aiden Ennis overthrew his target, and he takes it back 57 yards for the touchdown. Chase Pruitt back out on the field for another field goal attempt. It's down, kick is up, and it's good. New score here, 42-7, Good Hope Raiders. We're going to take a short break until this kickoff. We'll be right back on the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network. Welcome back to the Good Hope Raiders Sports Network, brought to you by Cleaning and More Cullman. If you're just now joining us again, your score here is 42-7. Good Hope over the in-county rival West Point Warriors. This is a 5A team who traveled down here to James Shable Stadium and has had nothing but a terrible time.
Air Systems would like to say good luck, Raiders, from your local heating and cooling experts and 24/7 service you can count on. At Johnson Home Improvement, we offer high-quality exterior home and business renovation solutions with intentional and genuine customer relations and service. We are proud supporters of the Good Hope Raiders.
Once again, thank you for listening, everybody, as this is a new broadcast team, as Dylan Diemert is over on Alt Channel 1 calling the Good Hope and Mortimer Jordan game. Good luck to him this year. He is one of my good buddies. I hate to not be able to do this with him, but it opens up opportunity. God has given me another chance to use my voice, and I'm excited. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity and wishing for me to be here. But as we come back, your score here, 42-7. Just under 6 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Chase Pruitt back to kick. Looks left, looks right. Here's the boot. It's brought in by number 7 of West Point. He's cutting it back middle, and the tackle is made by number 1, Mason Drake. That is number 7, Carter McAfee, on the return for the West Point Warriors. West Point will set shop. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. It is 42-7. Good Hope over West Point. No better way of starting this for Good Hope. If you're Good Hope, there's no better way of starting the year. Looks like we have a quarterback change for West Point. It looks like it's going to be number 7, Max Peterson. Here's a snap. He drops it, picks it up. Got nowhere to go with it. Oh, it makes a man miss. Tyler Bird, though, trips him up for a gain of 0-0. Got it right back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Once again, 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line, excuse me. Here's the snap, handoff to Ollie, and he trips. Turf Monster got him, the 30-yard line. Turf Monster grabbed his leg, and it's a loss of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Once again, if you're just joining us, 42-7, Good Hope domination over West Point in the first game of the season. For your Good Hope Raiders, of course, they did not play a week 0 game. West Point traveled to Haleyville and beat them 30-6. Once again, quarterback change. It's going to be Max Peterson in the backfield for West Point. Here's the snap. Looking right. Throws right. Overthrown his target. His target was number 12, Cooper Howard, and just overthrew him. Looks like the punt unit will come back out on the field for the West Point Warriors. Once again, Julio Fuentes, who's getting his work in tonight on punts. This is about his 12th punt of the night. No exaggeration. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. It's another beauty. Well, Good Hope has no one back to receive it, but it's going to go right out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. They are going to spot it. Actually, they're going to walk up. They're going to spot it at the 43-yard line. Looks like we're going to have a whole new lineup in for your Good Hope Raiders. Once again, if you're just joining us, it is 42-7. Good Hope over the West Point Warriors. A little under 4 minutes, 3 minutes and 56 seconds. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Ryder Hancock drops the snap. That's going to be a loss of about 5. 2nd and 15 coming up for Good Hope as the JV unit is in the game for the rest of this game. They're going to end the night here. Once again, quarterback change for Good Hope. It's number 8. Riker Hancock. Riker Hancock breaks the huddle. Here he is in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Here's the handoff, and it's 8 alive. As West Point still has their starters in. Tackle is made by number 51, Slade Clayton for the West Point Warriors. That's going to be a loss of 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 17 for the Good Hope Raiders. Don't expect a pass here. Just another run. Waste some time. Get out of here with a win under your belt. Handoff to number 28, Cullman Phillips for Good Hope, but he's stopped right after the handoff here. It's going to be 4th and about 25. Carter Rutherford comes in to lay the punt down. Once again, if you're just joining us, 42-7, Good Hope over West Point. Here's the punt. It's a beauty by Carter Rutherford. And it takes a good Good Hope bounce. And it's going to go out at around the 30-yard line of the West Point Warriors. Once again, I just want to thank the sponsors tonight, Adam Aker at Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Clinning and Moore of Cullman, Cox, Stanberry, and Kingsley Attorney, Cullman Appliance and HVAC Repair, Cullman Savings Bank, Cyber Broadband, Josh Phillips at Maven Mortgage, Lister Hill Credit Union, Merchants Bank of Alabama, Odin's Auto Glass, the Warhurst team at SR4 Realty, and Zaxby's. Only had 10 players on the field, but Coach Scott calls a quick timeout as the JV unit is still out on the field for Good Hope. It looks like some JV players for the West Point Warriors are finally out on the field. Still at quarterback is number 17, Max Patterson, who come in after what was not the best start for Parker Johnson. Not Parker Johnson, excuse me, Aiden Ennis. Parker Johnson actually had an amazing start for the Good Hope Raiders. Parker, if your parents are listening, I'm sorry for saying that. West Point's going to set shop here at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Your score here, 42-7. 2 minutes. No, we did not have a 2-minute timeout. There's no 2-minute warning, but yet again, 2-minute warning podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. Give it a listen. Every Saturday, we will be releasing new episodes. Once again, that is 2-minute warning podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Once again, I just want to thank everybody for listening. Your score here is 42-7, 2 minutes. Max Patterson with a snap. Hands off here to number 34. He breaks loose. And Goodo finally wrestles him down at the opposite 35. Sorry, I was trying to get a name for that West Point running back. That is 34, Titan Thornton. Got about a 20-yard carry. 20-yard, my bad. That's about a 40-yard carry. Looks like a new running back has checked in for West Point. It's number 2, Rush Lamar. Here's the snap to Max Patterson. He's looking to throw it. Throws it across the field. Nobody was on him. He breaks a few tackles, and he's wrapped out after a 13-yard catch and run. That is going to be good for a Josh Phillips at Maven at Mortgage at first down. West Point looking explosive here against the JV squad of Good Hope. On the catch right there was number 7, Carter McAfee, who's been returning kicks for the West Point Warriors. Your score here, 42-7, 1 minute left. Here's the snap. Patterson hands it off. No, fakes it. Has the ball. He has nowhere to go with it. That's going to be, intentional grounding. Never threw it across the line of scrimmage. Young quarterback mistakes happen. You've got to get the ball past the line of scrimmage or you will get a flag thrown on you. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down for the West Point Warriors. They're going to set shop here at the 36-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and 25. 42-7. Good Hope over West Point. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's a snap. Max was not ready for it, but he's looking to throw it. They're saying he stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line, at the 18-yard line. Sorry, Max Patterson dropped back to pass. Max Patterson dropped back to pass, threw it up to Jackson Shelton, the 6'8" receiver. And what looked like was going to be an incomplete pass, number 26, Camden Collins comes up with the interception. Huge. Now we're going to get in victory formation, and this game is all but over. We're just missing the triple zeros on the clock here, folks. 42-7. Your Good Hope Raiders will come out on top week 1. Parker Johnson just takes a knee. And that's it, folks. That's your ball game here. Good Hope Raiders defeat the West Point Warriors in-county foe 42-7 to start the 2025-26 season. As the clock winds down, 3, 2, 1. It is official. Your Good Hope Raiders win 42-7 over the West Point Warriors. As they shake hands going across midfield. nothing but respect from both sides, even though all the trash talking and all the stuff, that's just friendly fairs, guys. Once again, your score here, 42-7. Good Hope starts the season absolutely amazing and electric over the West Point Warriors, a 5A in-county foe. Next week, Good Hope will travel. We will be at Fultondale. Yes, we will be there for that game, as Fultondale lost last week to Fairview. As Fairview put it on them pretty good last week. Once again, I just want to thank all the sponsors. I want to thank Jay Fuller for this. And I get the opportunity to do a player of the game. I'm just going with the obvious answer. It's Mason Drake. Probably had nearly 150 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Mason Drake was all but perfect tonight here for the Good Hope Raiders offense. Once again, we will be at Fultondale next week in a area matchup in week 2 at Fultondale. Once again, we will be there broadcasting the game. Me and Tyson Robertson, who you may have heard over the PA all night. But yes, Good Hope starts the season well, 1-0. Yeah, I'll start somewhere. 1-0. Just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank y'all. Player of the Week is actually sponsored by Cox, Stansbury, and Kingsley Attorney. Sorry, Jay Fuller. That is, once again, your Player of the Week by Cox, Stansbury, and Kingsley Attorneys is Mason Drake. Congratulations, Mason, on being our Week 1 Player of the Week. We will have one every week from here on out. But once again, I just want to thank everybody. Thank all the sponsors. Thank Jay Fuller. Thank you to the listeners, as this is going to be a long journey this year. I will be here for all the games. Folks, if you don't mind, stick around. We'll have a post-game show with all the broadcasters, me, myself, Dylan, and we will have Chris of the Fairview team on here as well to talk about our games from this week. Once again, stick around for that. Thank y'all, and adios. I will see you next week at Fultondale.
Plus One Heating and Air. We believe in more than just fixing your HVAC system. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing top-notch service with a smile. Whether it's installation, repairs, or maintenance, you can trust Plus One Heating and Air to get the job done right the first time.
I've never experienced service like this before. Plus One Heating and Air not only fixed my heating system promptly, they also ensured everything was running smoothly. They truly care about their customers.
So when you're in need of heating and air services, remember the company that's willing to walk that extra mile for you. Plus One Heating and Air, where trust meets exceptional service. Hey, Cullman fans, when it's game time, it's pizza time, and nobody brings the flavor like Pasquale's Pizza, a Cullman tradition with the original recipe since 1968. We're talking fresh, made from scratch dough, zesty signature sauce,